Hey, this is Stacia, and today we are going to look at my game that I just played at the Parma Chess Club. And this game I played against Rich Gideon, who is 1900, but he's sort of on his floor. And it was an interesting game, so let's have a look at it. Now, I will tell you that I'm inputting it right now, but probably I know a lot by memory. Let's see. So e4, c5, I went d4, of course. I like the Smith-Morra gambit. He took once, and I played c3. And I was like, wow, is he really going to accept my gambit? But afraid not. He went knight to f6. This basically transposes into an Alpine Sicilian. So I go e5, and after knight d5, I just play knight to f3. One thing I like about this move is that if they choose to take on c3 now, that's a blunder. They lose the knight. So you can't do that. So he went, I do believe, e6. Yeah. So he went e6. I go bishop to c4. And like, I have to tell you that already I'm wondering if bishop c4 is slightly inaccurate. Maybe I should play c takes d4 immediately. So let's see why. Because after bishop c4, knight to b6, and bishop to b3, I feel like here black can attack the center again, which he did with d6. This is actually what I thought was the best move. And okay, so let's check the opening book from here. The opening book says, it actually gives bishop c4 as the third most common move, and it says that white wins a lot of games here, more than the other variations. So I'm good with this. So after knight to b6, it does give bishop to b3, and it does give d6. And then here it says c takes d4 is the main line. But an even better move is e takes d6, which is more rare but scores well for white. The engine, though, let's see what the engine says. The engine likes c takes d4 or bishop g5 the best. And bishop g5 is third most common. And it's just very rare. There's no significant stat there. And e takes d6, I mean, they're all kind of like 0.1 away from each other, so they're all actual moves. So e takes d6, then I think must be best. Now, I didn't play this move, though, because, I mean, we're helping black develop. I mean, they can take with a bishop or a queen here, I thought. So if they take with a bishop, I mean, why am I doing this? I guess I go c takes d4, and we have an IQP position, which is what I was aiming for. I could just castle here, or actually, it's black's turn. Let's say they castle. I would play castle. That's what the engine, or it's what the opening book gives. And then after knight c6, I would play, you know, knight c3. That's what it gives as well. So, okay, and we play this IQP position where the bishop on c8 is not so great, and okay, this does look like, I mean, I just feel like I'm playing a pan of attack. Like, that's the same position I would get there. So, okay, but after d6, I did not play that. I actually just castled here, and that's the fourth most common move, and it looks like it's probably not quite right. So let's see what the engine says about it. After castles, it actually, wow, it actually likes it. Never mind, it likes it. Okay, just no one plays it. So, you know, I'm brilliant. What can I say? So after d takes e5, which is what he played, I was a little nervous here because, I mean, here's the thing. If I take here, then I feel like he will just simply take, right? And okay, I can take the pawn. I mean, I could take with a queen, but now we're trading everything off, and I'm not sure why we're doing this. And I'm pretty sure we're down a pawn, too. So this is not good, right? We actually are down a pawn. And if I take with the knight, it's kind of the same thing. We're just down a pawn, and this knight could get hit with e5 at some moment. And so this is not good either, which is what I thought. Now, the computer does not give e5, which is what I'm looking at now, because if they play e5, we play queen h5. And that actually does attack f7, and it also attacks this, which we will take with check. Okay, I missed that. I did not see that at all. I was just worried about e5 in that position. But I was looking at it from this position. Actually, I was looking at it from this position. But anyway, I decided to take on d4, and he took back. And now I just play knight. Oops, what did I play? Yeah, after d takes e5, I played knight takes e5. This is what I did. Engine is going off now. Okay. Yeah, and my idea here is that if he wants to take, I mean, I wasn't excited about this prospect, but I did think that I could take with a knight, and if he trades queens, I at least get my rook to the open file. The bishop on c8 is still, you know, not active, and I just thought the position was kind of equal. So I didn't really get the advantage I was hoping for, but I do think it's like playable. So after knight takes e5, he went knight to c6, which I figured he would. And here I go c takes d4. Now, I think if I really want to play for advantage next time, I think I should go c takes d4 earlier. Talk to my opponent about this as well. I'm even thinking, like, let's look at this, because after knight to f3 and e6, I went bishop c4. I was thinking about taking on d4 here. So let's look at what the opening book wants. Guess what? Top move, c takes d4. And now I understand why, because like after bishop c4, knight b6, bishop e3, I've got problems, right? I can't, after d6, I feel like my center is collapsing. That's kind of what happened in the game, and so that is why I think taking a move earlier, not allowing this sequence of moves, is probably a better approach. So, all right, but after knight takes e5, he goes knight c6, and I go c takes d4. Okay, so I finally go c takes d4. I wanted to do this, but I'm not sure if this is actually that great. So I do think I should have do this move sooner. It's kind of too late here, because I was expecting knight takes d4, but I was kind of surprised when queen takes d4 landed on the board, and I'm like, oh, yeah. And now I think that I'm probably a little bit worse here, I thought. So here I played knight takes e6, because my knight's attacked twice, right? Like, this attacks two things. It also threatens to trade off queens. So I take the knight, and what I'm trying to do is give him an isolated c-pawn. It's something, right? It's not great, but it's something. He trades queens. I pretty much have to take, and then he takes back. So I got my wish. There is at least an isolated c-pawn. I thought this must be like equal-ish. Let's see what the computer says about it. Computer thinks black's a little better. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, it kind of felt like that, actually. So after that, I played bishop to f4. Actually, I didn't know what to do here. I was just trying to put my bishop on an active square, but I actually wonder if bishop e3 is better. The reason I want bishop e3 is to stop them from pushing the pawn to c5, but now that I'm looking at it, it doesn't even stop it. They could just do that anyway. So let's see what the engine wants. It wants it. It wants bishop f4. Okay. Follow my intuition. That's what I learned. Bishop e7 and knight to d2. I didn't want to go knight to c3 because I thought here he goes knight d5, and that actually attacks two things. And that's kind of a problem. I don't really want that. Even if I play like knight to e2 and knight takes and knight takes, the problem with this is that we've just given black the 2 bishops, and it's a bishop pair in an open position. I feel like black should be a little better despite the weak pawn on c6. Let's see what the engine says. Engine says minus 1.4, so I was correct. Okay, so I'm glad I didn't do that. So let's go back now. So I go knight to d2. Let's see if the engine likes this move. Engine says knight c3? What? Okay, wait, it's thinking. It's giving knight a3. Then it's bouncing between knight d2 and knight c3. If knight c3, I thought they would go knight d5. Here it says, though, we should just take it, which I don't want to do. I mean, this is very counterintuitive. I mean, why am I helping them get their pawn to a good square, a good central square, blocking my rook? Like, and now it says rook takes d5. Okay, I'm so confused. We take. This is still slightly better for black, though. And we take? Why? I mean, we're checking a rook, but they move it, right? Like, what happens if they move it? Oh, they can't. The rook's trapped. Never mind. That rook is actually trapped. That's a nice little trick by the computer, but even after all of this, if you give it time to think, it still likes black. So I don't think this is how we should play. So instead, I went knight to d2, which is more human. Let's put it that way. So after knight to d2, sorry, I'm not good at reading my notation. Black castled. And after castles, I just went rook ac1. There's a critical moment coming up, so let's just look at that. Bishop e7, knight to e4, and after knight d5, which I expected, here I played the move bishop to d6, and this is a very interesting position indeed. My opponent, who is a strong player, actually spent like 10 minutes here. I'm not even joking with you. They spent quite a long time. 10 minutes. I'm not sponsored by Barefoot Wines, but hey, Barefoot, if you want to be sponsored, hit me up. So, bishop takes there. And now we analyze this position after the game, because in the game, he just takes, right? And after bishop takes, I take with a knight, obviously. And from here, he goes rook b8 to defend the bishop. I mean, I'm going to take that bishop. So I take it. And after this, I get to go rook takes c6. And I thought here white's better. But it's actually not that simple. I'm not so sure that's true anymore. But I'm not going to turn that on the engine yet. Let's go back for a second. Because after bishop to d6, I was really wondering if black could play rook d8. I thought this is the best move. Rook f to d8. Why did I think this? The reason I thought this is because I want to take the rook and then win the bishop. That is what, or rook. I want to take the knight and win the bishop. That's what I like to do. Now, if I take, they can take with a pawn. That does attack my knight. But after I take this way, and they take this way, I can first take the rook. And this should win a lot of material, right? You can't take back because that is checkmate. So I saw this line. So I realized that if I play bishop here and they go rook d8, I don't think that after bishop takes knight, I don't think they can take with a pawn here. That's what I thought. I guess they could try this pawn, but I had ideas against this too. But I'm not worried about that. Let's look at what happens if they do something else. So after takes, I thought they could try this move, right? Like just go ahead and take there. And now, my idea was to take here. I like this move, right? I'm actually defending the bishop. And then I thought if they take back and take, I saw this move. They have bishop takes h2 check. And unfortunately for me, this loses the game, right? Like here, and they take my rook. It's going to be game over. I think black's winning. Check with the engine, but yeah, -7. That makes sense to me. So I did see this variation, which is good. So I'm actually calculating lines sort of accurately, which is all I can ask for. So, but he didn't play rook d8. I thought rook d8 was best. So now I'm going to check with the engine and see if that is true or not. Ooh, it gives rook a d8 as top engine move. So, yeah, I'm good at chess. Take notes. All right, so anyway, rook a d8 was the best, but instead he took here. I took with a knight. Okay, now I'm attacking his bishop. He went rook b8. I take it. He takes back. Okay, that's fine. And then I take the pawn. So I showed this earlier. This is indeed what happened. After rook takes e6, now he goes rook d8. So here I started feeling like, do I have something here? And the reason is because black has a very weak back rank. But the issue is that we also have a weak back rank. So like you just basically have to calculate in a position like this to find good moves. But I did decide to take on d5, and I'm going to see if the engine agrees with it. It does. It's by far the best move, so I'm happy that I can play some chess. So after bishop takes knight, I saw they would take with a pawn, but then boom, rook takes d5. You can't take my rook because checkmate. Okay, just simple puzzle rush stuff going on here. So yeah, I just take the pawn. Now, the other thing is he can't take here because I still take with checkmate. I take his rook with checkmate. So this is nice, I thought. But it's not that simple because black doesn't have to do either one of these moves. They can do other things. Like, I'm pretty sure he went rook to e8. So let me check my notation for a second. What did I play? I played rook takes c6. Oh, he went rook d8. That makes no sense to me. Oh, bishop takes, e takes, rook e8, rook e5. Did I not actually take on c6? I'm not sure. Rook takes c6, rook d8, bishop takes d5. Oh, I took here bishop, rook d8, bishop takes d5. This all happened. E takes d5, rook takes d5. Rook e8 is what he played, yeah. I mean, my opponent is 1900, so they're going to navigate the basic tactics. And now he's threatening checkmate on me, and he's also hitting the pawn. So, you know, this is not all that simple because, you know, if he plays checkmate, I can't play checkmate because he already checkmated me. So in this position, yeah, after rook e8, I played rook e5 because I'm crazy like that. Because he can't take my rook because, again, there's checkmate. This is just kind of a funny dance we did here. So I'm pretty sure he goes rook d8 here. Yeah, he does. And then I play rook d6. It's just so funny, right? And if he takes, checkmate. So then he goes rook. After rook d6, it says rook c8. Just makes a lot of sense. And after rook c8, I go rook c6. And then he goes rook d8. And here I go rook d5. And after d5, rook e8. And I was thinking about offering a draw because it just seems like, you know, if I want to draw, I can probably get it. I can just keep blocking that rook and get a draw, but I'm up a pawn at the moment, and I thought I should play for a win, and that is why I didn't offer a draw here. But sometimes when you play for the win, you play for the loss. Because here I'm on king f1, and I think this is actually a mistake because I missed that after rook takes b2, I wanted to play here rook e5, which I did play. Played it. I was in time pressure, so I played it pretty quickly. But here we have a big problem. We have a big problem here. After this move, they can just play rook b1 check. Yeah, rook b1 check. What do I do now? If I block with my rook, that's going to be checkmate. You can checkmate with either rook, actually. And if I step up, they win the rook with check. And that means that I have no time for rook c8 checkmate. So I just blundered here. A very sad ending to an otherwise pretty interesting game. But my opponent's a strong player. What can you do? It's going to happen. So I did lose the game. If I had only found a better continuation here. So let's see if what the engine says about like this position. It actually says white's better. It says white should go, or it says they should go rook c8, which they did. It says white should go rook c6. Rook c6. So basically I just don't have to make a blunder, and I'm better here because then they go rook e8, okay? But then it says rook e5, and then it says rook c8, and then it says rook e to d5. Yeah, we just doubled the rooks. Now we're definitely threatening mate, and if they check us, we can block. If they take, we take back. If they take here, that is checkmate. So they can't do that. So I think doubling the rooks like this was the winning move. And this is what my opponent said after the game. He did say that he thought I could easily double, and he thought that was big problems for him. Turns out he was right. I didn't quite see it. Instead, I blundered the game away by allowing rook takes b2, and after this, boom, check. And that's it. Game over. So what can you do? I'll tell you what we can do. We can learn from the game and do more tactics puzzles. That is what I think I should do. As a result, that qualifies as learning from your game. You never lose if you learn. So that is what I'm going to do. And yeah. Okay, bye.